Wow, that's pretty bad.
Own your brilliance. We get it up here. Now, what do we do about it, Jeff?
What do we do about it? That's a good question. That's what we're here to learn, right?
That's right.
That was one of my fears when I left my prior job to start my practice was, wow, what do I do about this? Am I doing enough? Am I doing the right things?
Mm-hmm.
Right.
I have all this energy. I know I want this so bad. I could pour a bunch of energy into something that's not going to get me anywhere. So what if you pour it into the wrong thing, you know? Having some really concrete what to do's is going to make sure you pour that newfound mindset into the right activities and get us there faster.
And these are a lot of the things that I've practiced over the last year to more than replace my teaching income. So you and I both understand how applicable these are.
Yeah. Really, the big thing to do here to really anchor in your mission, way bigger than your service, is to write down your mission statement. I know you've heard that before. I get it. And most people do not have their mission statement written down and right in front of them. I have mine right here on my wall, so I do not lose it. We're going to give you a couple of steps to make sure it gets written down and it is right in front of you every day, and you can say it, you know, you can remember it, you can be it out in the world. Just make sure you get it written down.
Yeah, so the 3 steps that we have for everyone watching. Number 1, list 2 of your unique personal qualities. For instance, what do other people say you're naturally good at? Step 2, list 1 or 2 ways you enjoy expressing those qualities when interacting with others. For instance, do you like to write? Do you like to blog? Would you rather do a podcast, spread your voice out there? Would you rather record videos?
Be a speaker.
Be a speaker, absolutely. Live networking. And number 3, what would a perfect world look like?
That is so important. I love this question for anything. It's basically the question of if you could have it all your way. Just give yourself permission to have it all your way and write down your perfect world. Yeah. And that tells you so much about yourself.
My example, 2 unique personal qualities. Charismatic and confident, and other people have said that about me as well. Amanda, I'm just so charismatic and confident.
Okay, so let's talk about this, Jeff, because you know, you're making a joke because you feel like it's bragging, right? But this is the module to brag.
That's
like,
right.
Please, you got to get it out there. Like, Jeff is charismatic. That is so obvious. And if he doesn't let himself go there and really own that, we're all going to miss out. So let yourself go there and own really your unique qualities. These are your superpowers. This is it. This is the time to be that and be it even more. It's kind of like the Strength Finder concept. When that Strength Finders book came out, everybody was really only concerned about improving their weaknesses. But when you improve a strength, oh my gosh, it just can skyrocket your success.
Yeah, that's another difference among corporate jobs. A lot of times you'll be criticized for your opportunities. And really in entrepreneur land, in the Wild West of entrepreneurship, right? It's right. About focusing on your strengths.
Yeah.
And yes, when you start off, you're wearing all of the hats, and that's how we start. But as soon as you're able, you're going to bring in people to supplement those areas that you're not as good at, whether it's bookkeeping or administration or whatever it happens to be. Continue my example. List 1 or 2 ways you enjoy expressing those qualities when interacting with others. In my example, I love live networking, face-to-face. And I like Zoom. I love Zoom like this and recording videos. Those are my favorite modalities. I'm not huge on blogging and writing. It's just not my favorite thing to do. You can't hear my voice or see my face or feel my expression, feel my energy through my blogging as well as you can through my videos and my face-to-face networking. So that's how I present myself. And to finish my example, number 3, what would a perfect world look like? My focus and specialty is working with boys and young men, 5 to 25, to bring them to a place of confidence and success in their life, in school and career, and in their personal relationships. So in a perfect world, boys and men would have increased emotional intelligence and understand their feelings, still be that strong masculine man, and have those open-hearted connections with themselves and with everyone else. So then step number 4 is to combine those 3 into a single statement. I use my charisma and my confidence to network and create videos. I help boys and young men get confident and feel successful in their life, in their school, and in their career. So that's an example of how I would network myself, speak about what I do. Not so much I teach emotional intelligence. It's like, first of all, what does that mean? And what am I getting from that?
Do I need that? I don't know.
Yeah.
I kind of I don't know if I'm all the way. Yeah.
Right. So that's my example.
That is so great. Yeah. So that will help you get your mission statement solid. When I think about the 2 qualities that people most say about me, I think of accepting and positive. And people have thanked me for that year after year. And I have eventually received it and owned it. And it's part of me. Yes. So when I think of the ways I like to express that, my 2 superpowers really, and what I love to do is create groups. And I love email communication, right? That's how I keep the groups going.
Yeah.
I make my special emails and they might be colorful and have pictures, and I love doing that. So those are 2 of the ways that I've grown my groups, which has grown my business. So what would a perfect world look like for me is my vision statement here that I have on my wall is to create a world where stories of triumph and light so far outshine all other messages of fear and lack that it becomes normal to live a life of joy, abundance, and generosity.
Wow. Yeah.
That's what I want. Like this joy, abundance, and generosity is just, it's the norm. It's like, yeah, that's, if you're off of that a little bit, you're like, oh, I got some work to do. But most people, most of the time, live there. That would be awesome.
That's a beautiful North Star. That's amazing.
That's the perfect word for it. I love that word for a vision statement and a mission statement. So that's what we want for you guys, is a North Star where you can say, did I move toward that today? Did I move the world toward that today? Yeah, I did. Okay, the day didn't go perfectly. I've never lived a perfect day in my life, but it went well. It moved. And that's kind of what I like to say to my clients is like when I do good work at my job, the world moves. It just, I can feel it. I can feel it taking another little step toward this vision. That's it.
And that's what we want. We want to feel that drive to get up in the morning and the contribution that we give into the world and the significance we have helping other people.
Yeah.
So those of you that were interested in just spending a little bit of time on this today, you've talked about this, you've done this before in the past, and you wanted to revisit, and you did the 3 steps we had before of list your 2 unique personal qualities, 1 or 2 ways you enjoy expressing those qualities, and what does a perfect world look like? That's the fast track version of this module.
Let's say they get their mission statement just really solid, and maybe they've had a mission statement that they've been working on for a while. So what have you seen is like the rest of this, the other layers under this that are also really important to know? So let's do the deep dive part of this.
To dive deeper, we want to look at what true superpowers contribute to that. What have I honed over the years? And what I can do is actually ask for feedback from friends, from clients of what do you see that I offer that others don't offer? I believe our clients really do want to give us that honest feedback of how we come across, how they feel that we're different, and what is the deeper value that we offer. So the first deep dive is really to get some honest feedback from our clients, from friends of ours that are probably out in networking functions with us. I would be careful getting advice from our close family members, right? A lot of times they have old paradigms, they have old ideals of us that may be rooted, honestly, in our childhood.
Yeah.
So it may be hard for them to give us unbiased advice, especially with our current business. So I would suggest asking current colleagues, friends, and clients of what are my superpowers? What do you see that how I'm different? That's a great deep dive that'll take a little bit of extra time of sending an email to 5 of our current clients or colleagues and asking that question.
Yeah, I have asked that question and answered it for others. And one really powerful way to ask is, what do you see as my greatest strengths? And then to ask, if you could help me improve one thing, what would that be? And that's been really powerful because it doesn't say, what are my weaknesses,
Yeah.
Or what do you see that's not working for me, or something in the negative? Like, ask for, if I could up level one thing, what would that be?
Another step of a deep dive is really identifying our values. What values do we have that we're going to uphold? So here's the question. What are you willing to do to achieve your personal why? And what are you not willing to do?
Yes. Amen. Preach. Yes. Yes. Thank you. Sorry.
Right. And
overworking entrepreneurs have to be working all the time. That whole phrase of an entrepreneur is the only person who will work 80 hours to avoid working 40 hours.
Right.
Like, I'm over that crap. Yes, It's hard work. We know it's not regular hours, but stop making an entrepreneurial path so hard. There's certain things you can say you're not willing to do, and just stay on the path of health and happiness and good people in your life. You don't have to do shady deals. You don't have to, give 24 hours, several times a week. It's just, you don't have to do that anymore. Okay, rant over. Thank you.
We need to structure our lifestyle, what other things are important to us, before our business eats up every spare moment of our life. If we have hobbies, kids, friends, vacations, leisure, put those into your calendar first. I have a 13-year-old. He's, of course, very important to me. Certain times in the day, certain times when he's just coming home from school are really important to me. I don't want to just, oh yeah, hey bud, yeah, I'm working, leave me alone right when he gets home. I think that's not a great impression for him to have of his father. Sure, yes, he's going to see me as a hard worker, and I want him to see me as loving and there for him and present for him. So I schedule 30 minutes at least from when he gets home so we can go outside, jump on the trampoline, throw the baseball around. I can ask him about his day and then say, hey bud, I need to get back to a project that I'm working on, or I have a client scheduled for later tonight, and I'll let him know what the time is. So sure, yes, we work hard, we work different schedules. I work some evenings, I do some projects on the weekends.
Sure.
And what are we not willing to give up? I'm not willing to give up time with my friends either. Date night's really important too.
Yes.
If we're not scheduling those things, then why are we doing what we're doing?
Oh my gosh. Yes. Well said. Well said. What I found is that the entrepreneurial path calls me to be at my best, so I can be at my best for my clients. So I've got to be at my best and be doing my best for myself. It's so huge to put that lifestyle first, really, as you get going, especially. And for me, it's all about my health. I mean, I have told my health to take a hike more in my life than I care to admit. And nowadays, in the last few years, my health is right up there with my business goals. I need to make sure my health is a priority, that I'm going on a walk every single morning first before I sit down at the computer, before I open Facebook and emails and start with all that, that I'm doing my mindset work for sure every single morning. Those kinds of things are just huge, huge to put in your day.
Yeah, totally. And another way to say that is, what are our non-negotiables?
I love that.
Where is the line drawn? Same thing in our client relationships or our personal relationships. It's where is the line? What are our values?
Yeah.
And what are our values with ourself, our non-negotiables with ourself?
Mm-hmm.
One more step in a deep dive I want to bring up is the concept of getting in touch with source, getting in touch with our unconscious. Depending on how spiritual you are, religious you are, whether you're atheist, agnostic, spiritual, however you perceive, there's definitely a way to get in touch with our unconscious or our source. Mm-hmm. And so I want to encourage those of you that, I didn't always know what I wanted to do when I grew up, right? I followed my parents' corporate footsteps all through my 20s, and I left that world in 2009 when the Great Recession was happening, and I followed my Dharma. And I had to ask myself, through process, through journaling and through meditation, what is my Dharma? Where's the next step for me in my purpose? How can I serve that's going to fulfill me? How can I serve my family, myself, and the world in a way that's going to be fulfilling? One process to do that is meditation. And really put yourself in a quiet state and ask yourself, what am I meant to do? What's going to fulfill me? How can I serve the world? What are my non-negotiables? What am I willing to do? What am I not willing to do? And through all of these questions, you'll start to feel answers. And even if you need to pose for yourself, am I willing to give up every minute with my family? You'll have a feeling response to that. Am I willing to give up my health? You'll have a feeling response to that. So those of you that have tried that, if it's not working in a way that you would like, try a different environment. One environment that I love is nature. To take myself into a different place that I haven't been and do basically a walking meditation in nature and ask myself those questions. What's the next step for me? How can I serve? How do I want to honor myself and my clients and my business?
Amen, Jeff. I really appreciate that. I think there's a whole art to tapping into subconscious and source. And my only thing to add here is the power of witnessing. If there's somebody that you can trust as a witness, and Jeff and I are absolutely want to be on that list, to hold space for that, listen for the nuance of, can I go deeper? Is there something else that's underneath that that's just a little bit more juicy?
Yeah, that's a great point, where you can feel vulnerable enough to share, that they're going to hold space for you and not be judgmental. And again, many times this is not going to be our direct family. These are going to be colleagues, maybe in a mastermind, or someone that a friend that's really going to not judge, but also hold you accountable and give you that honest feedback.
Mm-hmm. Or a coach.
Yeah.
Coach.
Yeah.
Yeah. And sometimes, talking with my husband, I'll start to go there or he'll start to go there. And one of us will notice, like, you know what, honey, I have a little bit too much of a stake in what you decide here. So I can be that for you to an extent. But when it gets to like maybe things we're doing together, our livelihood, our time together, our finances, something that is very much ussy and marriagey, it's really important to have other sources too for that. And it's okay. It doesn't, mean your relationship can't handle it or anything. It's just finding somebody who can be a clear container and doesn't have so much of a stake in where you go on the journey to find the thing you actually want. All right. And we just have a couple of resources for you for this. So check the resources page. There's some books and TED Talks that really can help with this. And of course, you have coaching sessions with Jeff and I. So if you want to use one of these for that, this is module number 1. Use your coaching sessions as soon as possible because it will change everything going forward.
Yeah, if you're not strong with this, then we should really focus on this. You and I have clients and we know other businesses that we're coaching, and they are stuck on this strong mission, and they're stuck in talking about their modality. They're stuck in saying, oh, I just started this new business where it's like, okay, pause, reverse, let's practice. Let's start over with any of what was just said of, no, you're not new, just doing this. You probably came from a lot of experience in doing whatever you were doing before. Your experiences in life, certainly, and the way you're going to deliver those experiences are all unique. So, stop discounting yourself immediately. It's not helping. It's not helping. So yeah, if you don't feel confident about delivering your mission and your message and your why, then definitely reach out for some help if it doesn't get flushed out through these doings that we described here in this module.
All right. Well, let us know how it's going. Definitely interact with us on the forum, and we'll see you guys soon.
Fantastic. Bye.
Bye.